What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, according to sources close to the situation, undefeated 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is now 27 wins, no losses, no draw, 25 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Scheduled to be a free agent after his impressive, dominating knockout victory over fellow stablemate Rolando Rolly Romero. Gervonta Tank Davis brutally knocked out Rolando Rolly Romero, who came into the fight 14 wins, no loss, and no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Brutally knocked him out with a check left hook in the 6th round of the fight. They're both signed to Mayweather Promotions. With that said, it was highly publicized that was Gervonta Tank Davis's last fight with Mayweather Promotions, okay? And he's now a free agent, a highly sought out free agent, okay? Because Gervonta Tank Davis has proven to be a cash cow, okay? He has proven to be a major draw, as he's broke the boxing record at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York for the live gate, okay? Now he holds the record for that. He sold out the Barclays Center prior. He sold out the Staples Center in Los Angeles. He sold out State Farm Arena in Atlanta. He sold out, obviously, in his hometown of Baltimore, Maryland, okay? So with that said, he's a major draw, and he hasn't even faced a major opponent, a big name opponent, somebody else that could help him carry the promotion. Now, Rolando Rolly Romero definitely is a mouthpiece, okay? He definitely sold the fight. But going into the fight, many people thought it was a cherry pick, okay? Why? Because Rolly only had 14 fights, never had a big major fight, never had a world title fight. And so many people deemed him not to be worthy of this opportunity to fight Gervonta Tank Davis on pay-per-view, okay? Let alone just fight Gervonta Tank Davis at all, but definitely not on pay-per-view, okay? And so with that said, Rolly was viewed as a cherry pick, okay? But Rolly, to the casual fans, he sold the fight because he was a mouthpiece. He was able to tell the fans and the media and everybody who would listen that he has the ability to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He had everything it takes to beat Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? And so he convinced many people that he can actually beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He convinced people that were, boxing pundits that he has an opportunity to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He has a possibility of beating Gervonta Tank Davis. He's convinced people of this, okay? And so with that said, yes, he did his part to sell a fight. But let's be honest, he's relatively unknown, okay? And then his fight with Mexican star boxer, who's now a superstar, in Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Another guy. Hardcore boxing fans in the boxing circle knew who Isaac Cruz was. Casual fans had no idea who Isaac Pitbull Cruz was. Yet he sold out the Staples Center, okay? The biggest name he's fought that's a familiar name in the Hall of Famer is 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz, in which he brutally knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. But again, many people thought he had a massive advantage because Leo Santa Cruz is a smaller guy coming up in weight. Leo Santa Cruz was a champion at 118, 122, 126, and 130. 4-division world champion, okay? Wiry frame, but he's actually more, he's built different than Gervonta Tank Davis at 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, okay? So he's taller and longer. He has a wiry frame, okay? And so with that said, people, pegged it off as, they chalked it up as a guy was just too small, okay? A guy moving up in weight that didn't have power and didn't have what it takes, okay? Now, styles make fights. I personally thought that Gervonta Tank Davis would knock out Leo Santa Cruz because Leo Santa Cruz has never met a punch he don't like, okay? He's very active with his hands, and when you're dealing with a fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis, who's very accurate with a high ring IQ and sets up his punches, and a very good counterpuncher, who's a southpaw and very athletic, very explosive, well, that makes for an issue for Leo Santa Cruz, just as I expected. So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis is a highly sought out free agent. And there's one company that comes a knocking. They always come a knocking. And that's Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn out of the UK, United Kingdom, and the streaming app, platform in Dazn. They seem to never have a bottom or a ceiling as to how much they were willing to pay fighters, to showcase their talents on their platform, on their network. And so with that said, it was reported by many sources yesterday that even if Gervonta Tank Davis, we know that Eddie Hearn and Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellerbe, they don't see eye to eye, There's no secret, there's no love lost between the two. So with that said, obviously Eddie Hearn, he let it be known that he was willing to get Dazn to shell out massive amounts of money to sign Gervonta Tank Davis. He even stated that he was willing to put up $100 million, a massive amount of number, because we know Leonard Ellerbe, he stated that Eddie Hearn, he dropped the ball when Dazn gave him $1 billion budget and he didn't live up to it, He wasted the money. And so Eddie Hearn, he stated, well, I still have, an endless checkbook, and if you keep poking at me, then I'll come at your fighter, which is your ace fighter in Gervonta Tank Davis, with a number you can't match, right? And so now it was reported yesterday, excuse me, that even without Matchroom, Dazn was willing to sign Gervonta Tank Davis, who made it publicly known that he could be parting ways with Floyd Mayweather, and that he wasn't happy in his situation, and that he would be looking to go on his own, which was with GTD Promotions, Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions, And so to understand where Dazn would be coming from, now, according to these sources that's very close to the situation, Gervonta Tank Davis has no interest in signing with Dazn, or anybody for that matter. His loyalty lies with Showtime President of Sports Stephen Espinoza, Showtime Pay-Per-View, and the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al HAYMON, Now, what's interesting, though, is that Gervonta Tank Davis stated that he wanted to go on his own. It was time to flee the coop. It was time to spread his wings and fly and go on his own, And he stated that, he wanted to start to promote and push and deal with his own promotional company. Now still use the relationship with PBC and Showtime, but he wants it to be under the Gervonta Tank Davis banner. So what's interesting is that Dazn has done massive deals where they'll sign Gervonta Tank Davis, like they did Gennady Triple G Golovkin, two-time unified middleweight world champion, to Triple G Promotions, and sign him to a massive deal. And then he's not signed to a promoter. He's just signed to Dazn, the network, And then to have, they did the same thing and sort of with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. Now, that's a promotional company, right? But they did the same thing with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, exclusive rights. So they don't have any dealings with Matchroom. They have their own relationship with Dazn. And they did somewhat the same thing with Canelo Alvarez, but it's a fight-by-fight. It was a fight-by-fight basis. Now, he was signed to Golden Boy, which was signed to Dazn. Then he parted ways with Golden Boy, that being Canelo Alvarez, and then he came back to Dazn and just did his own exclusive deal with Dazn with Canelo Alvarez Promotions. But he still partners with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn to promote his fights, And so with that said, it was reported that Dazn was willing to give Gervonta Tank Davis a massive amount of money and a big number to bring GTD Promotions to Dazn, as they did with Triple G and give him a massive deal, and as they did with Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya, and essentially Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn and Matchroom has a deal with DAZN. And so it was reported that DAZN's higher ups are willing to do a deal with Gervonta Tank Davis, okay, which would be huge, right? The problem is Gervonta Tank Davis, with his opponents, he would have to get his opponents to come over to DAZN because, like Triple G, he fights on DAZN, okay? So Gervonta Tank Davis would then have to negotiate his own fights, essentially, with, let's say, it was two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko, who Lomachenko is exclusively signed to legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, okay, and ESPN. So for Gervonta Tank Davis to fight against Lomachenko, he would have to get Lomachenko to agree and Bob Arum to agree to come to DAZN. Now, what's in it for Top Rank and Bob Arum to come to DAZN? Okay. Now, they would have to pay, DAZN would have to pay his opponent massive amount of money, or they would tell him, out of the massive amount of money we pay you, you got to pay him a portion of that to get him over here. So, DAZN is not going to shell out that money to Tank Davis for Tank Davis to showcase his talents on ESPN to fight Lomachenko, or undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who is going into a massive undisputed showdown with a newly crowned unified lightweight world champion Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr. this upcoming Saturday. Okay, so George Kambosos and Devin Haney are fighting this Saturday for undisputed. The winner, Gervonta Tank Davis, wants to fight, but both guys, well, Devin Haney has an exclusive right deal signed to ESPN, okay, and George Kambosos Jr. is signed to Lou DiBella, who don't have a network. Now, if George Kambosos win the fight, right, it would be more feasible for Gervonta Tank Davis if he signed that deal with DAZN, because George Kambosos Jr. Is with Lou DiBella, who doesn't have an exclusive contract or obligation to any network. He's just signed to Lou DiBella Promotions. Lou DiBella Promotions is not signed or have a handshake or anything with ESPN, PBC. He doesn't have it, so he can bring his fighter to DAZN. But outside of that, where does he go? Shakur Stevenson, ESPN. Teofimo Lopez, ESPN. Devin Haney wins the fight. He's with ESPN. ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports, the biggest sporting platform in the world. They don't need DAZN's money. So now it would be a situation how we had with Jaime Munguia, who is the former WBO junior middleweight world champion. Now middleweight, he's trying to become a 2-division world champion. Jaime Munguia had a deal on the table to fight Jamal Charlo, undefeated 2-division world champion, reigning WBC middleweight world champion. But here's where the problem lied. Jamal Charlo signed to the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions founder and advisor Al Heyman, okay, Showtime and Steven Espinoza. And Jaime Munguia is signed to Golden Boy Promotions, who Golden Boy Promotions is signed to DAZN, who DAZN puts out the money for Golden Boy Promotions to give to Jaime Munguia. So now Jaime Munguia is the B side. Jamal Charlo is the A side. So now Jaime Munguia will have to go to Showtime with Steven Espinoza, okay? And for Jaime Munguia to go to Showtime and Steven Espinoza, that means DAZN is not involved. But DAZN is putting up the money for Jaime Munguia, but they can't be involved. So DAZN wanted to be involved, and DAZN made that aware to Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, who then had to pull the plug and pull the deal off the table, because DAZN is the one that's putting up the money for all your fights. Now you're going to go over there and they have no involvement. You understand? So that would be the situation Gervonta Tank Davis would be facing. And according to sources, he's not willing to do so. So he's turning down the option of signing with DAZN. Now, also, he has no interest. So also, we know after the fight with Rolly Romero, immediately following. Now, I don't know if it was the adrenaline, it was the high he was riding off of the knockout. It was the moment. Gervonta Tank Davis at the post-fight press conference, he stated, well, I'm signing back with Mayweather Promotions. I'm staying with Mayweather Promotions, okay? Now, obviously, it seemed to be rocky, but he let it be known, I'm staying with Mayweather Promotions. I got the best team in the world. This is where I'm staying. So I don't know if he ever put pen to paper, but that's what he stated. Now, we also know Stephen ESPINOZA, he explained that he had a conversation and sit down with Gervonta Tank Davis and his team, and they informed him that even if he wasn't with Mayweather Promotions, Gervonta Tank Davis was going to stay with Showtime and PBC. So even if it was with GTD Promotions, he would stay with Showtime and PBC. Well, that's a further indication as to why his loyalty lies with them. He has no interest in going with DAZN. So he turns down the option to go to DAZN. So that's all I got for y'all. Let's see how this unfolds and plays out moving forward. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.